Well, welcome to Under the Plumb Bob, the podcast about all things related to the EA Maxis series of games called The Sims. It's Jess, and I'm here with some really fun people. I got Vanity, I got Allie, and we have a special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stassi. Thank you guys so much for letting me be here today.
We're so excited to have you.
Every time you say Jess, I think of New Girl.
Oh my gosh, wait. Wait, what? Who's the new girl? Is there a new girl?
The TV show.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes, it's Jess.
Yeah, we wanted to get you on because we are actually a little fun little thing. We're going to be on your podcast fairly soon.
Yes, I had so much fun doing it. I'm so sorry, Jess, for cutting you off. I was like, I asked you guys, and I was like, I don't know what they're gonna say, just because of like, I like your guys' podcast. I was like, yeah, you guys want to be on? I honestly, out of all the podcasts I had done that weekend, you guys were definitely like my favorite up there, without a doubt.
We had a lot of fun. We did have a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I actually just finished editing it, and I was just like, wow, we talked about poop a lot.
Vanity's face.
Yeah, Vanity missed that one.
Vanity's like, I'm good off the poop talk, guys.
So glad I wasn't there.
It wasn't bad poop talk. It was just talk about talk of poop.
Yeah, it just came up every now and then.
Well, that's what poop does.
Yeah.
It just brings everybody closer together.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole book about it.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Everybody poops?
But there's a book about poop.
Yeah, everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops, yeah.
Why did we have to make a book about that though? Like, why was that a thing?
Because everybody poops.
But why do we have to like explain that? What else would people do?
Probably because someone made a stupid ass myth of like, oh, I don't poop, and someone's like, oh yeah, these people don't poop, and then someone had to write a fucking book about it.
Mm-hmm. Don't be ashamed. Everybody does it.
Yes, exactly. Hey, I like to normalize the conversation, because that's how sometimes you learn stuff of being like, maybe this isn't healthy, or maybe this isn't normal. Maybe I should go see a doctor.
Look, all of the celebrities or famous people, or even like the Queen of England, they all pulled on their pants and poop.
What are you talking about?
Even
The Queen of
the
England doesn't poop. That was actually a huge campaign, like 10, 15 years ago. Because we're part of the Commonwealth, right? So like they're like, the Queen doesn't poo. She goes to the bathroom and delivers roses.
Stop. Was that really?
Yes.
No, Canada. Yes. Stop.
What does the Queen have, like a colostomy bag or something then? Like she's got a poop, man.
By now, probably.
I've been in any conversation, it's just all poop.
Yeah.
It has devolved.
4 minutes in, we're in the poop talk now. I hope our listeners listen to your podcast too, but if not, you want to tell them a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So my podcast is Stassi J Unplugged. It's been around for about a year now. And every week I interview simmers, which is called a Simmer Spotlight. And I just finished season 1 with over 52 episodes of just every simmer.
Wow.
It doesn't matter. Like, my philosophy is that I don't care if you have 1 follower. I don't care if you have 1 million followers. I will interview anybody, because we are all part of this such amazing community. And no matter where we are in this world, the Sims can bring us together. And like, I've met so many amazing people, such as you ladies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you get into that? Like, you just were like, I want to talk to people, and then you just did it?
That's actually a really good question. When I'm not being Stassi, I work for corporate America, and I had a section of where I created at my job called Business Spotlights, where I would do spotlights on all the clients that we've helped with specific projects, especially bigger projects. And I was sitting and I was just about to create a YouTube channel just because like on like Instagram, I was starting to like blow up a little bit. I was sitting about like at the 2,000-3,000 follower mark. I was like, I want to do something. And I started doing like, you know, every quintessential Sims YouTuber does rags to riches, let's plays, speed builds, and cast videos. And I just kind of felt like no one's going to come because I'm not that special. But what can I get to people to come to my channel? And I was like, well, I do business spotlights at work. I'm sure I can do simmer spotlights. And you'll actually hear in the first couple podcasts, I refer to them as business spotlights. Because I was just so used to saying it. And now when I do business spotlights now, simmer spotlights will pop out of my mouth. And they'll be like,
They're like, what?
And I was like so nervous when I started because like I was like, who do I interview? So like I interviewed like my first ever Sims friend because I was like, I know you. I understand like it's going to be a good conversation. And I remember, and it was actually a year ago last Saturday was the first one I've ever done. And now I'm like, I can literally sit back and be like, okay, we're going to talk about Sims for about 5 minutes, poop for an hour, and then maybe how much I love Hot Day. That'll definitely get brought up. But yeah, it's just been so much fun. And like, I just like a lot of people have said to me, they're like, we really like listening to your podcast because we like hearing about these simmers experiences. And like, I'm having the same problems that they were having when we started off, or I would have never thought to use this building tip. Like, thank you so much. So there you go. Stassi J Unplugged.
Honestly, I think that's kind of been our fan base, if you will, is people are like, I just like the fact that other people talk about The Sims. And then, oh my gosh, I also really love Sims 3 Generations. That's just me.
But no, you definitely do find like a lot more people who you realize did play The Sims or didn't realize The Sims were still around. And that definitely is like, oh, really? Like that still? You're like, yeah. And there's like, you know, Sims like 3 or 4, you know, they're doing all this, this, and this. They're like, oh, I should definitely start playing again. Or, you know, like that kind of stuff. Definitely like, I know when I talk about it at work, people are like, what? I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, shit. Like, and then they start thinking about it, getting like, I actually had someone who's like, I actually like pulled my Sims game up like the other day because you were talking about it at work with your podcast and everything. I was like, oh, shit, there you go.
My favorite are the people that you find out that are undercover players, like in your life, that you had no idea played The Sims at all. And then you're like, I found that out. Okay, so for our 1 year anniversary, or maybe it was 1 year, I don't remember, when I posted on my page about the podcast for the first time, like a little 1 year, like we've been doing this for a year, woo woo. And then like out of the woodwork, people are like, oh my gosh, you have a podcast about The Sims? I love The Sims. I play it all the time. And I'm like, wait, what?
Right?
You play? It's so weird. Like the people you just did not expect at all in my friends group on Facebook are playing The Sims.
I know, I had the same thing. Like, I shared something from our Facebook page onto my page, and one of my friends that I haven't talked to in a few years is like, oh my God, you have a Sims podcast? And I'm like, yeah, I play The Sims.
I think so many people play this game, but they like maybe don't know that the Simstagram community exists. I think that's a huge thing. Or even like Sims Twitter or Sims TikTok, how toxic Sims TikTok is. But like there's so many like people are being like, oh my God. And then like everybody, and like especially in the Instagram Sims community, it's just so loving and amazing, and just like it's just like a warm hug that just makes you feel so good. Like I didn't know like my fiance's cousin plays The Sims because I just came over for Christmas one year and she's like, she's playing Discovery University, and I'm like, what? You play The Sims? She's like, yeah. And my friend Janet, she's like, oh my God, like I'm a console player, and I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm a console player. And I was like, well, I'm a Simstagram person, and she's like, what? that's a thing? And she's like, you have like what, like 3 followers maybe? And she's like, you have like 4,000 followers? What? I was like, yeah, and I have a podcast. You have a podcast? No. Like, I talk to other simmers, and she's like, you do what?
There's
like
how other simmers?
I mean, she's a console player, so she wouldn't know anyway.
Oh.
They're just in his own little group by themselves, the sad little console players. Not like not sad because like you're sad, but sad because I feel like EA forgot about y'all for a hot second too. Like,
yeah.
Oh no, they totally did. They did. They completely forgot about the console.
Feel bad for
it's
consoles.
so hard to go back and forth too. Like I have The Sims 3 on on Xbox, and I cannot play it. It does not. I bought it. I was so excited, and I can't do it. It's so confusing for my soul, and I'm like,
Yeah.
What's up? The TikTok community.
Oh, the Sims TikTok community?
Yeah.
Are you on it?
No,
we're just kind of dipping into our TikTok. Like we just posted a TikTok video the other day, but we're not like fully into the Sims TikTok community yet.
It just pops up on my TV sometimes, but like, what's up with that?
Yeah, so I just started I want to say like a month ago, just because I do reels, shorts, and TikToks. Like they literally just come out simultaneously 3 to 4 times a week. I haven't had it as bad as I've seen it from other people because I don't have my voice really on any of them. But from the TikTok, like from my Sims friends that have TikTok, and they just explained like how negative it is, how they leave really bad comments on builds, like your build sucks, this is awful, like get off here. Like it's way more cutthroat. It's not as like Instagram where it's like everyone shares everything. It's more like TikTok is really for yourself.
Because there's
Sims Twitter was a little toxic sometimes.
Sims Twitter. I have it just to say I have my name, and I'll like post something on there. I literally just carry it over. That's as far as I go. But I'm really not a big TikTok person. Like I don't have a personal TikTok. I have ADHD. That is just adding fuel to the fire. Like by the time, like, because I'll get like, this person likes your video, this person likes, and I'll get like several notifications that I'll accidentally click one, and before I can get to my own feed, I'll see 3 different TikToks, and I'm just like, I can't do this. Like this is just too much for me. Like I actually just go online and just upload that way to the schedule because you can do 10 days in advance, and that's as far as I go with TikTok. I'll like my friends like my friends stuff, but like I've had comments being like, you should, like, you suck, this is awful, like take this down, and it kind of, I just delete them at that point. But yeah,
I think we've gotten like a few negative reviews, like the actual like negativity things. Looking at you, what's her pants with her kid in the car. Never forget. Never forget.
I think there's a story here that I would like to hear.
My kid was in the car.
Was it the Wicked Whims episode?
Yeah, we had gone on our very first like extended break. So we were like, well, what do we post in the meantime? And we decided to post, because we had bonus episodes covering like Wicked Whims mod. So we were like, well, let's just throw the Wicked Whims mod out for the general public. And like immediately after we posted it, someone was like messaging us like, I'm listening to this and I've got my kids in the car and you're talking about blowjobs and this and that and everything else. We're like, okay.
What the funny part about it was like, ma'am, the episode is titled Wicked Whims. Like, what did you think it was?
And our episodes are like always marked explicit.
Because I don't have a safe for children mouth.
No, and I think we even said like from the top of the thing, like this is Wicked Whims, like about sex, like all this other stuff. So if you weren't,
and it even had the intro, like the Under the Plum Bob After Dark intro. But she still was like, my kid was in the car, and I was like, well, now your kid knows about cum shots. Sorry, have some explaining to do. But what I was saying was, we have not had as many like negative interactions, and maybe it's just because we're kind of still at like a little niche thing in the corner. Okay, but like I don't know if my little like not people pleasing, but like I have the need to like make people happy and like
Mhm.
you know, make sure everything's okay. And I don't know if my psyche could handle like all of the negativity that much of an online presence could give. like a TikTok or something like that. Like I don't know if I can handle such intense criticism that's not even constructive. That's just like, go die. Well, and also because I go from 0 to snarky very, very fast, and I feel like I would ruin our fan base. Be like, well, no, how about you go die? You first.
Oh,
right there.
Vanity takes over Instagram. She's just like, fuck all you guys.
But I got you. Like, if you want to be on YouTube, like, and you want to do a podcast, like, I don't know about you guys, but who edits this? Like, you have to have tough skin. Like, I've edited a lot of my podcasts, and I say stupid shit. Well, I think it's funny at the time, and I go back and edit it, and I'm just like, why would I ever have said those words out loud? Like, this was not a stand-up set. This was a podcast. Or
this is not a stand-up set. Think of your own stand-up set if you really want it to be.
I guess. But like at the beginning, like I was getting like even on like when I would just because I post the video of it on my YouTube channel, they would be like, "You're ugly, like you have an annoying voice." I have a form of Tourette's that I will have a hum, which you will hear when you guys are editing this, and because now I leave it in just to show that like it's okay that like I can live a normal life and have like a hum every couple minutes. And they'd be like, you need to remove this. And I'd be like, but that's just who I am at this point. You should wear makeup. You need to put hair extensions in. Like, you think you're good looking, but you're not. Like, and now anytime I get a really negative comment, instead of deleting it, I actually pin it to the top. So everybody who watches that video knows that that person's an asshole.
Yes, because that person is an asshole.
Good way.
Because you are gorge, my dear.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I mean, we were really nervous for a second. Like, once Zencaster had the video option, we were like, oh, we can post videos. And I was like, we record really early in the morning a lot of times. And I don't know if the world's ready to see my unmakeup face.
Y'all lucky I put my hair down today. Shit.
Girl, I took my bonnet off for this. I remember one that kind of like made me a little upset, but I didn't want to show it. I didn't say anything about it, but it was that email that said that I was so salty. They was like, why Vanity is just always so salty. She's always so negative. And I was like, I just feel
damn.
Whoa.
I didn't know they called you out on it. Damn.
I got called out. But most of the time, like when people do, like the one who did it with the Wicked Whims one, we'll call you out on the next episode. Like we'll mention it.
How many episodes did we mention that 1-star review?
Oh my god, right?
And the fact that you crocheted it was even better. Like
yes.
You dragged it so hard.
Wait, do you have it there?
We still do.
You
dragon.
Yes.
1-star review.
Yes.
It says, yes.
There is a difference between criticism and just being negative. And so much, wah, wah, wah. Sims 4 isn't like the one I played in middle school.
I love the wah, wah, wah.
Wah. Yeah.
No. Ma'am, I'm old. I played Sims 3 in the military, so fuck you.
I was like, I played Sims 3 outside of high school.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I was in my 20s. You can suck it. In middle school, I played Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
And died constantly. Fucking dysentery.
Oh my god. Side random note that could totally be cut later, but when I was a kid, I have really powerful legs. I don't have really good, my arms are noodles and my legs are like fucking beasts. My thighs are the size of like hams.
Thick
and they
thighs.
have,
sorry.
Insane. They're massive. Thick thighs save lives. But my mom, I used to always lift things up all the time that was super heavy because it didn't matter. I just, use my thigh meat. And my mom was like, stop lifting up these heavy stuff. Your uterus is gonna fall out.
Your what?
My
Your
uterus
what?
is gonna fall out. All right?
Your uterus. I don't know if your cookie's gonna fall out. I'm just saying.
My mom is a nurse, and she's a postpartum labor and delivery nurse. So I took that to heart, and I thought she must not be lying to me. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have my whole uterus fall out of my coca, and I was terrified, right? And then finally, like, I said that to somebody, like, God, I was a dumb child. I took some stuff to heart, and then I left to go to the military when I was 20. And I would say these things out loud to other people, and the looks that they would give me, like,
Did you just say that? Like, really?
then I called home and I was like, Dad. And my dad was like, she just said that so you stop lifting up heavy shit. Like, fall out. And I was like,
You're like, Mom, I trusted and believed you.
I mean,
You
this
lied
strikes
to
more
me.
than the level of my mother just lying to me. I was just like, and also things that I believed. Like, my sister told me, those dandelions when you, like, would blow them?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about little, like,
Well,
fuzzy
dandelions
dandelion
that you would, like, you would blow and make a wish or some shit like that.
Yeah. My sister told me if any of those got up your nose, you would have a nosebleed that would be uncontrollable. So I was terrified, right? And I was terrified again until I was like 21 years old in the military, and someone blew one of those in my face. I'm like, no, not get nosebleed. And they're like, what the
Wow. Your family out here is making you look like, what is this?
Yeah,
shit?
what? What is?
She okay?
What did you say?
Was she raised okay? What is her parents and her family telling her?
And I was dead ass about it. I was like, no, you'll get a nosebleed. Don't blow it in my face. And again, they just dropped the dandelion.
You okay, Vanity?
Are you okay?
So then they paused, and then I paused, and we just looked. So then, finally, the final thing that I was like, I thought this one must have been a lie. So we're, they had a slip and slide, because again, it's the military, like 21-year-olds. It's like college, but with a disposable income and no studying. So we're all doing a slip and slide or whatever, and everybody was like, would do something. Then they're like rolling the grass, and I'm like, y'all gonna get chiggers. And somebody was like, yeah, you will. And I was like, holy shit, that wasn't made up. Chiggers are real. The minute I said it out loud, I was like, oh fuck, it's something else I'm gonna get like made fun of for. But I was like, wait.
Yeah, wait, what?
You know? Okay, so chiggers are the things they're in grass. Basically, what makes you itch after rolling around in grass? It's like a little bug, and it bites you.
Like a tiny little red bug?
Yeah, they're called chiggers. They're real.
Yeah.
They are real.
Yeah, they are real.
Oh.
They're not. Oh, they just like these tiny little red things.
I've never actually seen a color because I'm. But
Oh my god.
That's why I fucking love recording with Vanity, because it's just like
If you can't see me, I pointed to my lovely kit.
Yeah.
My coworker and I would be like, if I was telling stories about somebody that was like, if there's something stupid, she'll go, "Are they?" Or.
That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
So I don't know what color they are. What?
Please keep this in here. Well, yeah, they look like. Well, I can now I feel dumb because I'd just be like roll around in grass, and be like, what happened? Like I'm so itchy. Danny, you taught an old dog a new trick.
Which sounds, if you say it fast, It sounds a little racist.
Yeah.
No, actually a thing.
It is actually a thing. I remember my parents yelling at me.
Emphasize the ch part of it so that make sure people don't think you're saying something else. Chiggers.
Yeah.
It exists. And I thought my mom just made it up. As a reason for it, because you would come outside and you'd be itchy. She'd go take a shower.
Yeah.
You got chiggers. Go take a shower.
I'm not gonna lie. After the first two, I'd be skeptical of the last one as well.
Yeah.
That one of the things was actually true. So there you go. Just don't lie to your children, because when they leave you and they go off into the real world, there are things you don't realize that they actually believe that you said.
I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't believe the whole air conditioning and your gas. That's why my mom never turned on her air conditioning. She always said it would cost gas if you turned on the air conditioning and roll down the windows.
Oh my gosh, my dad did too.
Mm-hmm. My mom's just like, roll down the windows, don't turn on the AC. Cost gas money. I was like, the fuck? Until I legit got my own car and someone's like, that's not a thing. I was like, the fuck?
I mean, honestly, same. And a part of me still believes it might be a squelch true.
I'm not gonna lie, a little
I'm
bit.
still like that.
I would definitely do my windows before my air conditioning, and then I'm like, fuck it, it's too hot outside too. Cold air. But I still kind of look at my gas tank and I'm like, is this really like a thing, or it's because I'm moving as well? So I'm also just losing gas regardless either way.
Oh, I'm just assuming that, because every time you put the AC on your car, does that little like a little extra, like works a little harder. I'm like, that must be the extra gas.
Yeah.
The shit our parents told us. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a question.
Anyway. Yeah. We talked a little bit about the negativity of being in this community and making content and whatever. But what's your favorite parts about being a Sims podcaster or a content creator?
I want to say everything, because the podcast is just an aspect of what I do, because I also have a Sims story that I release twice a week called The Rose Chronicles. That's my actual dream, is being able to release the novel that I've been working on for 8 years as a Sims story. So I really, really enjoy doing that. I really enjoy getting to know creators and getting to talk how we're talking right now, and just basically being just we're people, and the shit our parents tell us, and just kind of stuff like that. And I think it just brings us together. That's what I super is just being able to live out my dream, being a Sims story author, and being able to just be me and get to interview amazing Simmers.
No, that's great.
Hey.
For some who don't know, what is your Rose Chronicle a little bit about?
Yeah, no, of course. So it has its own page on Instagram. So it is based on a story I've been writing for about 8 years. And I finally had the balls to release it last year. It is about a girl. Her name is Alexa. She is a demon, and she's brought to our world because a man named Damon is looking for her because he wants to take her and get her powers. And she's left in our world. She's just a normal 14-year-old girl. She knows she has powers, but it's really just up to her to end the darkness once and for all.
Nice. Side note, can I petition to say ovaries instead of balls, because balls are sensitive? I had the balls. The balls. You touch a ball wrong and the guy goes down in a blaze of glory.
I got you. Ovaries. I 100% got you. Believe me, I had the ovaries.
See, there you go. I just don't. You can kick me in the chotch and it's gonna hurt, but I'm not gonna go down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
And then cry and wince.
Mm-hmm. I got you. No, especially now. Well, because I just found out that I have cysts on my ovaries, probably for the rest of my life until I have a hysterectomy. So 100%, I had the ovaries to finally
functioning. Look at you, living your best life over here, functioning with a cyst on your ovaries. If a guy had a nick on his ball sack, he's just I can't live.
Oh my god. No, I currently have 4 cysts as of last week. 2 on both sides.
Wow.
And you're just sitting here talking. As opposed to, I'm telling you right now, I had an ex who tried to dare himself. And he had a little bit of a rug burn, dare burn on his testicles. My man's was crying.
Yeah.
Crying.
Imagine if men had their period though and understood
God.
The pain.
I was like, my guy, have you ever shaved your chotch and then nicked yourself at the same time? Because I have.
Oh, I have.
You know what I did?
I have. That's
nothing.
Not...
You know what I did? I put a little waterproof Band-Aid on it so that I wouldn't bleed, and then I went about my damn business. You over here crying, like numbing cream or something because you think your tiny little nick on your burn on your ball sack's gonna make it. I can't. No respect for an organ that just cannot live functionally day to day. Like none of my body parts, even my titties, like don't.
It'll hurt if it gets smacked, but like I'm not gonna cry.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Yep. My cat will jump from a large area with his little tiny paws onto my titties, and what do? I fling him. My cat jumped from a top to and hit my boyfriend in the nether region, and he like damn near rolled off the couch. And I was like, man, if you don't uterus up over here, like, come on.
Don't uterus up. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I will probably use that in more detail.
Yeah. Baby, I want to be you when I grow up. I'm just saying.
Vanity is my spirit animal, so
yes, it's chaotic.
Life goals.
But your Simstagram sounds really cool.
No, it sounds fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. In general, like if I want to read your book.
Yeah, so I just released chapter 80 part 1 on Thursday, and then there'll be 80 part 2 will come out tomorrow. Every Thursday and Sunday I post, and I actually just finished writing it as because it's been written for a long time, but like in the Sims version. I'm going to be going till the middle of 2024 is how my posting will continue to go. Yes, please. If you like Vampire Diaries and you like youth fantasy, this is all up your alley. Every episode, every chapter, I try to end with like a really good cliffhanger. It's really just about like the audience knows more than what the characters know. And it's just kind of, it's like this really slow burn, but like, I think the slowest burn to it is Alexa and Oliver. So Oliver is just there and he is portrayed as her older brother, but they are not. He knows more about Alexa than she knows about herself. And they have this love story for the ages. Like I would classify Rose Chronicles as a love story and what happens when love doesn't go your way and what happens when you can't love the person you love and what the consequences that fall from that. So like basically like right now it's like Alexa and Oliver, he is very much in love with her, but she's a kid and doesn't really 100% realize what's going on, but she's starting to get it now. And like you're seeing these glances, these feelings, these moments that they're having, and then it's eventually going to come that they're gonna eventually realize and acknowledge that the feelings are there on both sides. But like my readers every week, they're like, can you speed this up? I want to see them kiss in real life. Okay, thanks.
They're like, they
have obviously never read fan fiction.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That shit be going on for ages. I'm looking at you, Shailani, in Dead of Time. Looking at you.
Okay, that is literally because I'm very open. Like I'm dyslexic, and I'm very open about talking about it now and educating people on what it's like to be adult. And you can't just hide behind me like I'm dyslexic. I can't do anything. The first things I actually read were Sailor Moon fan fiction, and still till this day I have. Oh my god! Really?
Yes. Sailor Moon was my first foray into fan fiction. Then I went to Buffy.
Yes.
So I was doing Sailor Moon and Buffy fan fiction. Not like crossover, but like two separate genres.
I got you.
And then I got into Harry Potter fan fiction. That's where I live now.
Oh my god, Harry Potter fan fiction? Yep.
Almost 20 years now.
I got into Twilight fan fiction at first. And that shit,
isn't that just 50 Shades?
I still dive into it, but really, it wasn't any of the Edward and Bella shit. It was all Alice and Jasper shit that I like. I was like, fuck all them basic people. I want the backstories. And so, but now, I know. I know, but it's really more for Alice than it is really for Jasper. But now I'm into Harry Potter. We're a good Hermione and Draco shipment for always.
Oh, Hermione.
Yes.
SMS Hermione forever.
I love a good Hermione, especially when it's like after the war and he's trying to like redeem himself, and she's like,
yes.
I'm like, yes.
Apple pie and other amends. Also, 10 out of 10. I got lists. I got Rex. Rex over. My AO3 is full. The Gloriana set, so good. Set in the 8th year. Amazing. Hermione is like not her. Like it's great. I love a good Banff Hermione who like realizes that yes, she's smart, but also fuck you bitches, and I'm here for it.
Yep, I agree.
Anyway, whoever those, I love how I just like shouted out all these random fan fictions, but they're great, and find them in AO3 here.
What made you want to do your? Obviously, you wrote the novel. What made you go from the novel to wanting to put it in sim form? You know, it's the sim story form.
Because I wanted to make it a visual novel. So something that was really important to me because being dyslexic, even still to this day, like I only have a grade 6 reading level, and that's really hard to explain to people. Like, if like for an example, like I just bought this at the thrift store.
Oh.
I can read the back to an extent, but maybe I won't understand like what I've read. I need the visual cues to understand the true emotion. So I was on Simstagram. I started January 2021. And I saw so many different stories on there. Specifically, it was Christine Sims. So she does this amazing K-pop drama. And I was like, okay, so like this can be done. And I sat and I thought, and this is when I was like a vanilla player. Like I didn't have poses. I didn't really know what I was doing. I definitely didn't have a lot of CC. And I remember I was like, I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just going to do it and see if it works. And I did, and people were like, oh my god, like I really love this. And I was like, okay, I gotta keep going. But like at the beginning, like one chapter would take me like 10 hours to complete because I didn't really 100% know like if I needed them to hug, they actually had to be friends, so they would do that. Or if I needed them to swear or be angry, so like I didn't have poses, so anger was when they would swear and they go and then it'd freeze. And they would just like, and I would just continuously, I had to be smart with it. But now I'm not going to like, this is not a humble brag, but like, I think I have like 600 poses. I have poses for everything. I got poses when they're sitting happy, sitting sad, sitting angry, standing sad, standing angry, looking to the side, looking to the right. It just makes it easier now that I don't have to sit and do all that stuff. Like before our podcast, I was working on chapter 100, part 4. And like, it was just, I was sitting there, I was like, I can now get this done in like 2 hours. When I'm by myself, when my fiance's like, goes off to soccer or goes and does something without me, I will just sit and just wham out Rose Chronicles. Because it's ending at chapter 220, and I only have released 80 part 1 is where I'm at right now. So
nice. No, my ADHD could never. Like I have all the creativity in the world inside of my brain, but actual practicality of it, I get bored about 15 seconds into doing most of everything.
I got you.
So I'm fascinated by this. Fucking fascinated. Like,
oh yeah, how do you have the time? I feel like, god dang, you're doing so much, and you also work a job. So I was like, god dang. Yeah.
And that's only like these are just little. I also do a lot of voice acting as well for machinimas. Like I've been in at least 27 projects.
Wow.
Yeah.
For what?
Machinimas. So what a machinima is, so as a sim storyteller, it's not just you can have a written version, but you can also have it as a movie on YouTube. So I do a bunch of voice acting for these like sim machinima movies and series.
Who writes the scripts? Is it in Sims? Is it in
No, they're just actors. Sorry, they're just like directors. So like I am in Davenport. I play Amy. I'm in the Reaper. Davenport is like a Desperate Housewives meets Dynasty idea, and so My Boy 1991 is the director and the creator of it, and he like will film it like The Sims as a TV show and then send us scripts in English, and then we send it back to him.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
My whole brain thought you were doing this in Simlish, and I was like, my dear God.
Yeah, I speak fluent Simlish. I can barely speak English.
That was me. Like, I have a latent stutter, and I talk too fast. Could you fucking imagine me in Simlish?
Oh my God.
Good fucking
Right?
bye. All I could think of was that back when they would do like Avril did it, Avril Lavigne, and then
Katy Perry,
when they had them like recording their songs in Simlish, my brain was like, bitch.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I sound stupid, like when our older intro, and it was like, I think the ending is me saying "soo soo," and I felt like I recorded that like 10 times because I felt like it sounded stupid each and every time, and I was like, "Soo soo."
I got
like,
so.
I got you.
And the ending result is that one, and I still feel like that one's every time I have to cut it off before I hear that because I'm like,
oh my gosh. Do you do anything outside? Oh yeah. Do you do anything outside of Sims? Like outside of the Sim world?
Yeah, so I have my seal. I am a chef, so I am constantly cooking and baking. Especially now that I'm doing keto, it's very challenging to eat good food and be full and have food that actually tastes like real food.
As opposed to just tasting like butter.
Yeah. Does it taste like butter? Or
no, I did keto for like 7 months, but then I realized I couldn't be social anymore with it. I got really annoyed, and also I just I could not eat bacon, butter, or coconut oil for. I think I still can't eat coconut oil. The smell of it makes me want to vomit. All I can think of is bulletproof coffee. I'm like, who?
It was actually a month today that I've been doing it. I've lost 10 pounds, and I'm currently living off Caesar salad dressing, chicken and lettuce, and bacon, and egg whites. I'm just trying to find as much zero net carb food as possible. There's this really good keto pizza place that's like super near my work, so we'll get that and stuff. So like it's nice finding alternatives, but just because like I have a bunch of food science behind me, being a chef pretty much, so I have a really good understanding of like how much I need to be full. So like I'll make protein cookies and fat bombs and stuff like this. So it's I do that. When I'm not working and not playing The Sims, I'm usually generally just outside, just enjoying the summer, just being in Ontario. We only have summer for 3 months out of the year, and then we have winter for the remaining 9. Or sorry, yeah. I was like, how many months? Yeah, so like right now, like the other day, it was cold here. Like I needed to put a jacket on. Like when I was going out for a walk, because it was only like 15, which I think in Fahrenheit would be like your low 70s.
Cries in Texas. 110 here.
110. Oof. I think we are 35 Celsius today, so I think that's 94, 95.
Today is supposed to be a high of like 80, like of like 91, and we are like, I mean, you're gonna see people out in droves, like cold front. Like what I told you, like when I was out there yesterday fixing up my patio, like I had to come in the house and take a shower because it was so humid, because it's been like raining off and on, that I was dripping sweat. Like this part of my inner bow was like dripping. I was disgusting, and I got in the shower and I was like, it's hot in here too.
Can't win with those temperatures.
It's disgusting and I hate it.
There you go.
You know, we're at the time of year in Illinois where every morning it starts like low 60s, high 50s, but then it gets up into the 80s by the middle of the afternoon.
Okay, Jessica, you got me, because like we're almost on the same, because like we're like if you snow, we get snow pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm just over here in California.
Yeah, I
know. What is weather anymore?
Yeah. Staring at you and silently saying "fuck you."
I got cold yesterday in my house.
Screw all. My AC has been running this entire time we're sitting here. My electric bill in the 1-bedroom apartment is like so high. Yeah. So summer sucks. Hi, how's it going?
Yeah.
But you're so active. I just feel like you have so many things that you do. I don't know how you juggle them all, because I don't do anything, and I don't know how to juggle that. So.
And you're getting married, like you're like, and you're doing like all that. So like you have tons of stuff. Like,
when are you getting married, like soon?
We were supposed to get married actually last year, and then we were actually supposed to get married next month, but because of COVID, we've had to push everything to 2023. It actually 2 days ago was 3 years of me being engaged. I got proposed to in Chicago, in front of the Bean. 4 days after my 26th birthday. And that was back in 2019. So we had always planned to have a 2021 wedding, because me and my fiance are paying for this out of our own pocket. And it's a lot of money. And we want to make sure that we're able to get what we want out of the wedding. And we both, like we have a house to pay for and cars and just all that good stuff. So like it's going to take us a little longer to save. So obviously COVID came around. We made the executive decision in 2020 to push it to 2022. And then we had to make the executive decision again when Omicron was really bad at Christmas time. We weren't confident on what our province was going to allow for weddings. I had to look my best friend in the eye saying that if we can only have a 10-person gathering, you can't be there. That was one of the hardest conversations I had to have, because throughout the pandemic, we were like, it was started at 10 people gatherings, and that's including the bride and the groom. And then it went to 15, and then to 20 and 25. And we had lists. We had 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, wow.
So then what we decided that we'll just do like the small intimate ceremony like this year. And then we just kind of decided like we could only have 30 people there because of where we had decided to have it, and telling our friends that like you can't bring your wives because we can't have that many people. It was a very hard pill to swallow, so we just kind of pushed it to hope in that next year it will be fine. But Vanity, to answer your question, I live by I'm a very schedule-based person in my professional life and in my Sims life and in my personal life. So like, for example, like today we're doing this, then I have an appointment, and then I'm doing Sims. And then after I'm done Rose Chronicles, then I switch to Reels. And then that's it. Like, so Mondays and Thursdays, I make Rose Chronicles. Tuesdays, I have a girls chat. Wednesday, I talk to my best friend, Paul. Friday, I'm off. Saturday, I'm off. Sunday, I'm catching up. And I live by this really strict schedule, and that's how I'm able to get everything done. Or there'll be like weekends where I can't do something, and then I just X that out and then push it forward to the next weekend. Or like a couple weekends ago was podcast weekend when I was recording you guys. Like I did 6 interviews back to back to each other in 2 days. So like, wow. And then that following week, then I'll sit and edit them all. So now all of them are all good to go. And every post is good to go with it, and the reels are good to go with it. So like I'm just really just focused. Like I have ADHD. I choose not to take medication for it just because I felt like I wasn't myself on it. So I just became so schedule based that I have to literally mark what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Like I have I will eat dinner at this time. I will watch an episode of TV at this time. And if something doesn't go well in my schedule, it completely throws me off. Like now we have we have calendars of everything we're doing, just to ensure that like I'm able to get everything done in my day.
That's good. That's really good. That's what I try to do. At least with all the stuff that I have scheduled, it's definitely, if it's not in my calendar, I'm gonna forget, and I will either not book it, overbook, or whatever. I'm like, I need to put it in my calendar, at least even as a marker, just that I need to do this. I need to get gas after work, like get gas after work, or like I need to get gas before work. So I really put a little event before I start work. Go get gas before work. So it's like
How many times did I ask you when we were recording this episode? Just want you to
Yeah.
know. Like, I asked so many times. I was like, wait, what? When is this happening? Because I also have ADHD, but I was diagnosed in my 30s, and
Oh wow.
it definitely because in the 1900s, they did not diagnose
In the
women,
90s.
Yeah.
young girls with ADHD because it manifests differently in girls than does boys, and so it took me forever even to figure out what was wrong, what it was, and then when I was told how my brain works is not, I'm not saying not normal because
Quote
that's
unquote normal.
but how my brain is functioning is not how everybody else's brain functions. I was like, oh, cool. One of the really bad things I have is I have really, really bad object permanence.
Oh, okay.
And that comes with people, things, everything. So like I have to have, and I have calendars, I have a planner, I have a calendar on my phone, but honestly, I have to have a physical calendar plopped somewhere so that I can physically see it. I don't have to go like open up something and look for it. I don't have to go like look at my phone, look at the calendar. I have to so sticky notes are like my best friend. I have a calendar that hangs in my kitchen that has stuff on it. Like for the new job, I'm going to get one of those like actual physical,
like big desk calendar
images, and I'm putting it on the wall to put stuff to make sure that I don't forget what I'm doing. So I'm going to have like 5 executives that I am going to be responsible for. So I have to be very, very, very mindful of everything.
Calendar, color coded, like
exactly. It's really, really hard for me to even remember to write it down.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like wondering how you juggled everything, because I couldn't do it. Like I could, and I am medicated because it does help me focus on one task instead of just starting
everything at once.
Starting something else, learn something else. Because that's what my brain will do. Because I'll remember that I have something else to do, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I need to like even cleaning up my house is hard for me because I will start this and like because I had to order groceries yesterday, right? And I started ordering the groceries, and then I started doing something else, and then I was like, "Fuck, you were ordering groceries, and you have a window that you have to go back to order those groceries." Because I was in the middle of doing it, something distracted me. I got up and I was doing something else, and I was like, it just happened to trigger that I had to order these fucking groceries, and I was like, damn it! And I ran back to the computer to go open up the tab to open the groceries. Luckily, I was still able to order it on time and get it still delivered yesterday. But that's how my brain works because I don't take my medication on days that I'm not working.
Okay.
And it's definitely shows.
Well, I want to say thank you for sharing. And I hope you weren't offended when I said I don't take medication.
No. Everybody handles their stuff differently. Like for you found what works for you, and I think that's amazing. I think that everybody's journey is different, and how things work for you is different. Like everybody's relationship with the medication is different as well. For a long time, my family is big on you don't need medication. You just need to tough it out or whatever it is. That's
Jesus, one of those two.
A lovely brown family, you get a lot of that, especially from a brown family in the 90s,
Yeah.
So you don't get medicated for a lot of stuff, and so you try to learn to just push through without it. But that's why I'm such a big advocate for mental health and whatever it is, and that if you do need medication for your mental health, it doesn't make you a less of a person. But if you handle it in a different way, that's also great too, as long as you're handling it. But understand that whatever you're doing, as long as it works for you, it works for you. But don't be afraid if that ever stops working for you to go to something different, as long as it's not illegal. We don't advocate drug use here.
No, absolutely. So I was diagnosed when I was. I heard the sarcasm there. I was diagnosed very young. I was diagnosed as a child. They put me on Ritalin to start, and from what my mom said, I didn't smile for 2 years.
I heard Ritalin was horrible for people.
Yeah.
So I get it.
It drained every creativity bone I had in my body. And then they put me on Vivance. And then what it was now studied after is it had marijuana in there to make you extra calm. Vivance. So it was Vivance. It was a type of ADD. Yeah,
so
they
it's
don't
called
sell
Vance?
No, Vivance.
Is it VYVANSE?
Something on the lines of that, yeah.
Oh, because they put me on that recently, but it made me angry.
Yeah, see, so when it first came out, they had marijuana in there to help you mellow, and
What more?
I didn't like it. It completely, again, changed my personality. And then I went to culinary, and I had to be organized. In a kitchen, you have to be responsible of 10 things at all times, and you're by yourself. So that was something that I was able to really manage. And even still to this day, like, I'll look and say, how long is this activity going to take me? Where am I able to fit this in my day? And able to plan out that way, just because, like, if I'm in the kitchen, I got to cook the sauce, I got to cook the chicken. Where's my vegetables? Where's my, like, I have to have my fingers in 5 different pots at all times. I have to make sure that everything is timed well. So it wasn't until I just turned 29. It wasn't until I was 25 that I was able to really understand everything on how to be able to sort my day out correctly.
That's awesome. Like,
That is.
I think I got so used to, because I got diagnosed so late in life, I got used to how I coped before. I coped with a fuck ton of caffeine.
Yeah.
Like, fuck ton, because caffeine helped me at least kind of narrow down focus. And Post-it notes, and everywhere were different scattered Post-it notes, but they had me on Vyvanse. They had me on a non-stimulant first, and that did absolutely fuck all. And then they had me on Vyvanse, which just made me angry, and then didn't actually work at all, because my body metabolizes shit really weird. So it just did nothing at all but made me angry. And then they put me on Adderall, and they were just like, and that has been like a lifesaver for me. Because it allows me to have an attention span of more than like 10 minutes when it comes to something. Like, it helps me, like, I equate my brain to that scene in Harry Potter with the keys.
Yes.
You know, all the keys are flying in the air, and those are all that's my brain, is a series of keys flying in the air, and I'm trying to catch all of them, but Adderall takes all those keys and stops them. So they're not frozen, so I can just get one key, put it in the lock, turn the door, open the door, do what I need to do, close it, pull another key down, open the door, pull another key down, open the door. Then I can actually do what I needed to do, as opposed to like trying to grab all of the keys and trying to figure out what door they go into. So there's that.
There you go.
No, that's good. But you're hella organized, and I applaud.
Thank you.
No, seriously. I'm like half organized sometimes. I feel like I start out organized, and then everything just kind of trickles.
Same. I just don't have the discipline to stay in that lane.
I will start a lot of stuff, and then towards the end, I'm like, I'm over it.
Yep.
I got you.
I'm over it. It'd be like that.
Yeah. How long have you been playing The Sims, by the way?
Oh, since 2003.
So, was that Sims 2?
Sims 1. I was 10, and my best friend, my elementary school best friend, we used to go to her house every day for lunch. Her dad worked in IT, so she had a computer in her room, and her mom would make us grilled cheese, and we'd have chocolate milk and carrot sticks, and we would play The Sims like all the time. And I'd sleep over our house like every weekend, just because, like, now I know, and my parents were just like, go. We want alone time. No, but I would just sleep over, and we would stay up for like hours on end, and just like, we had stories after stories. We had Sims notebooks. We had it all. Like, we had so many different Sims where we were just like, okay, so like, this person has to be with this person. But something that, like, I've actually never really truly played with, and still to this day, is I never actually played with any of like the Sims that were already pre-made. I always created my own.
Same.
Me too.
Same.
Right?
Same.
So that sometimes
They're
like,
right there. I see them as they walk around town.
yeah, and I'm just like, cool, whatever. But like, we would create like Young and the Restless soap operas out of these Sims of like people like who were like in class, like because like we were 10. Like, who else were you going to make at this point? And oh yeah,
Your crush, duh.
like yeah, I used to have crushes of the week because this is when MSN was like, you know, starting to come up, and I'd be like,
oh yeah,
I'd be like, I would be a Fall Out Boy lyric, ILY heart, and then whoever my crush was. So I would make them, and like I was kind of a little socially awkward when I was younger, just because I was an only child. I was very used to talking to adults, but not to children. So like I was just kind of like, who is this weird girl? And so it was like me, Casey, and Beth for the first little bit, like when I was in school. And we were just like, we would go home to Casey's house and play Sims like every day. And I'd be like, Colin, I made you in the Sims, my Mountie friend. And he would be like, who?
Okay.
Well, okay. I don't even know your name. And I'm like, we sit next to beside each other. You don't know who I am? And they'd be like, go away. And then I would make them go for that ultimate swim.
Love me, future Mountie. Love me.
Yeah, love me.
It sounds dirty to say it like that.
I know, right? Okay.
Love me, future
I mean,
Mountie.
to be fair, we ended up dating in high school, but like for the first like, because like I went to like literally like my grades every year, like I never really changed. Like everyone was in my class every year, and I just grew up with them. And then like finally by grade 9, he's like, "Hey, you look different." Because the whole time I was the Mrs. I've always been here, you know. It's you know, the Mr. always been standing there. I'm like, Colin, you've known me since I was like 8, but okay, yeah, we'll go hang out. And I remember, and like that was a big deal when you get your first dates, and like he had to come and pick me up, and my dad was there, and my dad was like, she is my life, and if you hurt her, I will kill you, and I have no problem doing that.
Stop.
All the time. Because like I was known to bring home losers. I'll say that's the deal. I would not bring home winners. And my fiance is an amazing person. My dad, as soon as my dad saw my fiance for the first time, and he looks at me and he goes,
"Oh, this one's a good one."
Yeah. He looks like he's got his shit together. Yeah, because I was the good girl that every guy thought he could make me bad. Like I would always bring home the bad boys, and my dad was like, "Mm-mm."
They're like, I didn't bring home any boys because I look like a stuffed potato.
Oh,
I look like a stuffed potato.
Maybe like a twice baked potato. That was me.
Oh, but you're so beautiful and fierce now.
I know that glow up. That glow up was fierce, girl. If you were,
Yep. Well, I've been going back through old high school photos because of high school year. I went through. I was like, I had like my Hannah Montana phase. I had my super blonde phase. Oh yeah, and I look back. I'm like, I haven't like really super changed. Like I still look almost exactly the same, minus darker hair now. Oh yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like we should probably get back on topic.
Because you have an appointment, so we gotta make sure we wrap this up.
Yes.
Out of all the content that you make, do you have a favorite? Like, do you like making YouTube videos more? Do you like doing your TikToks or like the Instagram, the Sim stories, or?
It's actually so funny. So I made a list for somebody because I was talking to Luna Wendy. She's a YouTuber, and she just passed 1,000 subs on YouTube yesterday. So congratulations, Luna. I know you listened to this podcast because we were talking about I was going to be on here today, and number one is like Sims, like my main Stassi Instagram, not the podcast, not the Rose Crown, but like my main one. That's my number one focus, and then it goes down to Rose Chronicles, and then my podcast page, because the podcast page is relatively new. I only made that like a couple months ago, just because like everything has always started on my main Stassi page, but it has Rose Chronicles has become its own, Stassi has become its own, and then podcasts are number 2, and then YouTube number 3. I mean, I really don't make special YouTube content anymore. I just kind of just throw the podcasts on there and just hope, like I said, like 6 people watch it and they'll like watch it repeatedly. So good things. And then TikTok is last. This is just last. Like, I mean, like I do very 0 little things, but definitely Instagram is my number one priority next to everything else. Because I also post daily on my main Stassi page. Like, I always have something there, even if it's just like, do you guys want multiplayer? Do you guys like Sims 2? Do you guys like Sims 4? Because I just like to engage the community. So like, you know, like we're all talking. Because like this past week, I was like, guys, is Sims 2 better than Sims 4? Asking for a friend. And and people are like, no. I will die for Sims 2. And then some people are like, Sims 4 is where it's at. And I'm just like, awesome. It's great. And then like you just get, you know, people talking.
I feel like those people are EA plants.
You're fucking lying. Jess over here, you know, is that EA?
You know, you're listening.
Yeah, hey. It's not me. Because I will be the first one to say, Sims 4, not great.
Anyway. Hi, EA. You know you're here.
People think that I'm an EA affiliate because I'll do like Simmer spotlights, and I'll be like, I bash EA all the time. So, this is no. I will never let EA touch their little grubby fingers with my podcast, because you will know if I'm like, hi guys, it's Stassi here. Today we're going to talk to you about this fantastic kit that just came out. I'm so excited. It's insert kit name here. It's amazing. They'd be like, sold soul to EA.
Yeah.
That's how you know. That's like her distress signal.
Yeah. Do you need help?
Hi guys. Stassi here.
I'm here with EA today.
I'm winking a little bit. Can you notice?
Yeah. Hi, I'm here with EA. Everything's fine. Everything is amazing. I love EA, and they don't have any bugs in their products, and every game they release is finished and on time. And they also don't steal creators' ideas. And also, they incorporate every culture in there without any problems.
Or appropriation.
Or appropriation.
No one has shitty edges anymore.
Nobody. It's such an amazing game without any problems.
Ooh, don't get it started on the edges. Don't
on the edges.
Never forget the ashy Sims with the shitty edges. Never forget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never forget, because you probably didn't ask the one black person in the room for advice when you should have.
There wasn't one in there, ma'am.
There's probably someone in the building. Someone anywhere in that building asks any kind of.
They're relegated. Like, they're in the building for, you know, for diversity's sake, but they only pull them out of the closet for like photo ops. Like, they're not in there.
Like, hey, we got to make a video to promote this new kit. Can you just like stand right here?
Yeah, you just
right. Don't say anything.
Yeah, be Jason Blossom from Riverdale.
Don't say anything. Actually, no, don't straighten your hair. I want it curly. I want a big fro. Can you put on a fro first? We like Wakanda.
Right? I don't know why, when you said that, it made me remind me of when Nancy Pelosi and all them were like all with like black, like Juneteenth, when they all had all the things in the kente cloth in the Capitol building. And they're all just like on a knee. I'm like, stop it. Every single one of you. Stop it.
I like fried chicken too. Isn't that what like your culture is? It's chicken, right? You like chicken, right? I'm woke.
EA, you are in Redwood City. You are literally across the bridge from me. I know y'all got more people of color in your area. Yeah. Come on now.
They're not in the room where it happens, ma'am. They're sweeping up in the back. They're only in the room to take out the trash. Come on. Yeah, no. That's why this is me and Ava, I think, are the reasons why we'll never be in the bed with EA.
Yeah.
Right?
The amount of fucking salt we have towards them is intense.
It is intense, but also they kind of deserve it.
The only way that you guys will ever be able to get like EA affiliate status is if me and Ava bow out of this podcast.
Yeah. Or any of us that they're like looking at, they're like, we are no longer affiliated with this podcast.
Honestly, I don't think they would want us like that because we just do talk about shit. And also, I think we're good off any affiliation. I think we're chilling.
Yep.
Thank you, EA, for funding this project.
We're like that streetwear that people wear in New York City and like the boroughs and shit, and all of a sudden you would see it on like New York Fashion Week. We're streetwear, and then EA is listening, and then all of a sudden now we have lore.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just can't wait for EA to come out with their own podcast.
Now we have high school. Because you were about my generation's anger. Fuck you then too, because you're gonna give it to me all in one pack instead of giving me that shitty Parenthood without any prom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I got stuff to say about high school, but we'll save that for the high school episode.
We'll save that for another episode. Yeah.
That's another episode. Save it for the high school episode.
They said the high school never ends.
High school never ends.
Thanks for picking that up.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is that it? Are you gonna say anything else?
I think that's about it.
Guys, it's been a blast.
Yes, thank you so much. We've had so much fun talking to you.
Loved this.
I've had so much fun. Again, Vanity, I want to be you when I grow up.
I'm so excited for you. When I just like doing like this because then you can see the heart on my brown heart. Okay, but
anyways,
you need to go.
I do need to go.
Thank you for being here. Did you want to tell people where to find you? Yep, plug your stuff.
Oh, I got plugs. I was gonna joke. I was like, yeah, guys, so I'm actually here at Peloton for my workout class. I actually came here because I have this like amazing workout routine. So
wait for my Peloton code number. just type in code StassiJ for your latest
promo code StassiJ1. You're 15 minutes free on Peloton.
So if you guys want to follow me, I'm on Stassi J Sims 4 is one of my pages. If you want to follow Rose Chronicles, my Sims story, that is at the Rose Chronicles with 2 underscores after Chronicles. If you want to follow my podcast, you want to check it out, please come. Season 2 will be dropping very, very soon. I have all my first season up there on any podcast streaming places. You want to, go check that out. Please go check out Davenport. I play Amy in that. New episodes are currently out right now. Please go check out The Reaper as well. I also play Amy in that, and that series is now done. Please go check out the conclusion of that. I also played Diana in Super Big Lies. That season is still currently going, so please go check that out. Season 3, episode 3 should be out the end of September. As well, I will have a merch line soon with my Rose Chronicle theme stuff, so please check that out as well. And I want to take a quick minute and just thanking everybody, who will come and check me out. I super appreciate you. And ladies, I want to thank you guys as well for letting me be here today and just letting you shoot the shit with you guys. I love being here and I love talking to you guys.
It was so great. That was like the politest shout out ever. Like, so much. And I'm like, you're so fucking Canadian. I was like, look, you have this podcast, like, go, don't go. Don't make
cheers. You got a review. You got a negative review. Don't tell us.
Yeah. Nothing to say. Put it in an email. I'll respond back. You want me to respond back to you? Go ahead and tell me I have too much salt.
Yeah, no, we're like over here. We're just like, hi guys. Like, like I do this thing. Like, if you don't like it, it's okay. If you do like it, awesome. We have poutine over here, so that's what I'll be doing. I'll be eating. But I don't live in an igloo. I don't live in that stereotype. I don't hunt for my food. I go to the grocery store like everybody else.
Once again, we want to thank Stassi J for stopping by and talking to us. It was so much fun to catch up and just chat. And we have a little bit of a bonus for you here. We have a short little interview with WhinyBrit.
Oh, hi. Thanks for asking me to be on your podcast. Very exciting. Hope you guys are doing well. So I've got your questions here, so I'm just going to... What type of content do you make in your own words? The type of content I make, I would say I make light-hearted and sometimes funny mod reviews, challenges and experiment videos in the Sims games. Mainly The Sims 4. How long have you been doing YouTube? I've been uploading videos for about 2.5 years now. What made you decide to get into SimTubing? Well, I moved to Texas from the UK about 3 years ago, and I couldn't work for like 8 months because I was on a spousal visa. So I had loads of free time and I just played The Sims a lot. And I hadn't played for a few years, so I started watching other Sims YouTubers to decide what kind of packs I should buy. And I just thought, man, those guys are really living the dream. So I decided to start my own channel. Mainly to keep myself busy, though. I'm the type of person that loves making, like, itineraries and organising things. So I really just needed something to plan and work on during that time. And I was very lucky to be in a position where it didn't really matter if the channel didn't grow or anything. Because at the time, I didn't have the choice to work anyway, so it was just more of a project, I guess. What is your favourite type of content to make and why? My favourite content to make is probably mod reviews. I'm just so impressed with what modders can do in The Sims 4. Like, it baffles me how much they can add to the game. I really like playing through dramatic mods for the first time for a video. Like the first time I played with the paternity testing mod, which is part of the Woohoo Wellness mod by Lumpino. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I had so much fun with that one and laughed a lot. And I think as well with a lot of mods, there's like an element of cheekiness to it, like they'll sneak jokes into mood buffs, and certain ones just make the game really funny, like the Sugar Baby mod by Maya Games always cracks me up, and pretty much anything by Sacrificial mods. I think more than anything it's the element of surprise. With any new Sims pack you expect new content, but the tone is kind of always the same. But with mod packs, you just don't know what's going to happen. So I think maybe it's the unpredictability that I enjoy the most with mod videos. What do you love most about being a SimTuber? Well, I love being able to be creative, and I really like the challenge of trying to come up with new video ideas. But my favourite thing is probably reading comments on videos. People come up with all sorts of ideas, and they point out funny things in videos that I missed. So, yeah, I would say that our little community is what I love most about it. Are there any downsides to what you do? There aren't really many downsides, to be honest. Although, during the first year I struggled to fully understand where I stood with YouTube guidelines, and I'm still not 100% now, but I understand it a lot better than I did before. I used to have loads of videos that I thought were hilarious, but YouTube did not think so. I'd say that's the biggest challenge, is trying to make sure that my content is safe enough for the guidelines, but also doesn't stray away from what my channel is meant to be. Which is, you know, Sims content that has occasional adult themes and of course a lot of swearing. What else do you do outside of playing The Sims? Not much. I quite like painting, and my husband plays a lot of games as well, so I like to just sit there and let him do all the work, but tell him what to do. That way it's kind of like I've played the game, but I haven't had to actually put in any effort. I'm a very lazy person. Thanks again for inviting me to take part in your podcast. Have a great day, guys.
And thanks for listening today. If you want to follow us or get in touch with us, we are on social media. We are PlumBobcast on Instagram and Twitter. We are PlumBob Podcast on Reddit. We are Under the PlumBob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. Our website is plumbobcast.com. You can fill out a contact form there, or you can email us at undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. go ahead and check out some of our merch that we now have. The link for that is bit.ly/plumbobmerch. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever you are listening to this podcast. We are on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Play, Pandora, literally anywhere you can listen to a podcast. We are there. And thank you so much for listening, loving this game as much as we do, loving the podcast, loving when we have fun guests on. Make sure you save your game, and we're going to go back to the real world now. Bye!